perfect timing.
It's like that. It's like when I used to have, I can't remember where I was playing in my phone. I forgot. Somebody called me
Hello, Elevation Nation. This is John Paul Case here on our first live stream ever. I'm just going to kill a little time here while everybody gets logged on, wait for everybody to find their way to our channel. I think Alyssa just put on Instagram that we're going live right now. Looks like we've got over 70 people on here, which is great. I guess I'll just start by talking about the uncharted territory we're in as we're just waiting for people to join. Obviously, we don't know what's going on out there and what the future holds. We're going to try and piecemeal as much of this schedule together as we can. Our goal is to get at least a tournament or two for every team that we have played at the end of this season. Hopefully we get some more. Doesn't look that favorable, but that's what our intentions are. We want to get back to volleyball. We're watching our email. We're looking for tournament cancellations. The 18 Nationals just got moved back to June. World Challenge got moved back to June. So there are things in process. People are making plans, and we are watching those things closely. We're not going to release too much until we know for sure what's going on. But that's where we are doing a lot of watching. In the meantime, tied to what I sent out in my email last night, I hope you guys all got an email from me. We're talking about our club and kind of our engagement with our players during this downtime. And most importantly, I think for me as a club director, my desire is to treat us as a club during this period and not individual teams. Certainly our individual coaches want to be with their teams and the players want to be with their coaches. And so there's going to be a lot of that going on. But side by side with that, we want to offer things like this, where as many of our club kids at any age come together and just watch a little volleyball. So that's why we put this series together, and this is only going to expand. This is our first video session. It'll be kind of rough, or maybe it won't be. We're not quite sure. We're putting 3 different technologies together. We've got 5 of us here. We're trying to stay apart from each other, but we are delving into waters that we have not been into yet, so we're relying on some help for some folks to get this stuff done. In the future, we're hoping to put more videos up, more specific things. We're also hoping in the time proceeding with next year to have team meetings online, a lot of our admin taking place online, game film online, recruiting seminars online, one-on-one meetings online. We'd like to follow up on what we say a lot in the office, which is maximize our time together. We only ask you guys to be here twice a week and practice for 2 hours. And we want you to be motivated when you come in our building. And if we don't crush you with too much stuff to do when we're not in our building too many times, a lot of clubs practice more than we do. Personally, I don't believe in getting on the court more than 2 times at this point. But we, for a long time, been thinking that 3 might be the right answer. And a video session with our teams at home once a week might be that kind of pass through before we get to 3 practices a week. But if we could keep everybody motivated and really maximize our time on the court, then that would be what we want to do. So other things going on, not much. As we stepped in here, we were looking at our Instagram, which we created, I think, 2 years ago and we never used. Our YouTube channel has been in existence for a lot of years and never been used. We have a Facebook page, which we have never used. All those things are going to come to life right now, forcing our hand a little bit, but these are things that we've wanted to do for a long time, so it's really a good thing for everybody. What's going to happen now is we're going to watch a little bit of passing. We got Stevie Wolf on video. You might have seen her if you watched the video earlier. Stevie Wolf on 18-1, going to go to Xavier next year. Very good volleyball player for us. Was nice enough to come in and put some stuff on video. We're going to have Coach Michael Crofton from 14-1 and Coach Lizaiha Renfro from 15-1 put their 2 cents on what's going on with Stevie and with passing in our club. Again, this video is our first attempt at this. We're going to try to engage and have some questions coming from you guys. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll use this as a model for what's to come. We'll be back on Thursday with another video tied to passing, but it'll be more strategy oriented. It's going to be some game film, and we'll implement and we'll talk about some of the things we're talking about today in a game situation. So without further ado, I'm going to get out of the way and let Michael and Lizaiha take the mic.
right, you guys. Hello, hello. It's Coach Lizaiha here, as well as Coach Michael Crofton. Hopefully you guys can hear us. We can definitely see your comments. So we really want you guys to be as engaged with us as possible. This is going to be fun, interactive. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask us, and we will try to answer. If you just want to say hello, please say hello. We'll say hi back. I know you can't see our faces right now, but the main point of this for Technique Tuesdays, we're going to be breaking down passing as simple as possible, give you some tips that you can utilize when you get back in the gym for passing and defense. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Perfect. All right, thanks, Lizaiha. One of the things that we really want you guys to understand is there are a lot of differing ways that you can pass, but Lizaiha and I are going to really focus today on angle passing. So everything we do is going to kind of be geared towards that. And we want to make sure that you guys all understand that even though there are many ways and you might have a coach that's training a different way, it's not wrong. There's nothing different about that, but we just want to try to train what we are comfortable with right now. So this is where we're going to kind of make it a little bit interactive for you guys. And we really want your feedback and get your comments on this. So we are going to tell you what we are looking for when we're looking for good passing and good technique and form. And then we're going to kind of let this video play that we have of Stevie and get you guys to give us some feedback as to the things we talked about. What do you think Stevie did well? Where are some opportunities for Stevie to improve just as we kind of go forward? So the first things that we're really looking for with passing is we're going to start from the feet, okay? Or the biggest thing we're focusing on is facing the fire. So we are going to focus on making sure Stevie's feet are always facing where that ball is coming from. Next thing you're going to focus on is whether or not Stevie is balanced. Okay, check out her feet, see if they are shoulder width apart. It can be slightly more, slightly less, but we're really looking for the shoulder width apart. Focusing on her shoulders, if they are in front of her knees, if her platform is away from her body, if she has a quiet platform. You're going to hear that quite a bit from us tonight, and that is not extra movement in her platform that could deter her from making a good pass here. She's also going to follow the ball in with her eyes. Okay, those are kind of the key points that we are looking for from Stevie here. So we're going to play this video and love to get some feedback from you guys as to what she did well or where she can improve.
Hello, Rami and Darcy. Thanks for joining us. So again, we're looking for balanced feet. We're looking for her feet to be at least shoulder width apart. Her knees or her shoulders are ahead of her knees. She's having a quiet platform. That's what we're looking for. What do you guys think? Stevie looking pretty good? Hey, Hannah. We're just checking in to see who all is saying hello. We have, let's see, we got Brenda. Ronabom. There's a couple people in the office, sorry. Hello. Yeah, so I'm going to go back and we're going to go through a couple of those key terms that we're looking for with passing, and we want you guys to let us know if you think that Stevie is doing a good job or not. So we're looking for balanced feet. Her shoulders are in front of her knees. Quiet platform. Her platform's away from her body. Would you give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Simple, quiet arms.
Hey, Katie Gansel.
Hello.
Shayna Wolf. Emma Ronenbaum.
Hey. All right. Awesome. Everyone's kind of jumping on now. All right. We're going to move on to movements on the floor. So we kind of broke down passing as simple, but now we got to move, right? The ball's never going to come right at you. So how are we going to get that done? And there's a couple of different ways that some coaches may teach you, and we'll break down 2 of those ways that you might hear a lot.
Yeah, this will actually turn into 4 ways once we actually go towards the end. But
4 ways, okay.
Because we're gonna have Stevie going right and passing the ball off of the right side of her body and off of the left side of her body. And I want you guys to understand when we do say passing off of your left or right, that doesn't mean necessarily being way outside of your angles. We're just trying to look for your platforms to be either on your left hip or your right hip, okay, or midline. That is fine. But we're trying to really focus on the angles of her passing. So the way we're going to start this is we're going to have Stevie going from the sideline to her inside and passing the ball on her right. And then we're going to kind of tell you why we would like it to be her passing off of her left. And you'll see the difference and see if you guys can notice what she's doing differently or why passing off the left is a little bit more consistent for Stevie.
All right, here we go. Well, before we get started, I want to say hello to everybody else who's just jumping on. We see you. Let's see, we have Emma Bowman, we have Lily, we got Ella Grace. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. This is so fun. I wish I could see everybody's faces.
Hi, Lisa.
Lisa.
Hey, Lisa. All right, we are, so we want you guys to let us know what you think is a bit more consistent. Passing from the left, more midline, or passing from your right. So we're just gonna let this go a little bit. Let us know what you think. So if you notice, the first round was her passing from her right, and this second section is her passing more midline and from her left.
Keep in mind looking at the 2 ways and see which way is more consistent for Stevie and come up with some ideas as to why.
And yes, Steve's legs are ripped. Keeping them strong. All right.
So this is some good examples here from Stevie. And so we're going to actually play this for you again because we want you guys to understand what we're looking for and the ways that we are saying the passing on her left or midline is a little bit more consistent for Stevie. So I want you to really pay attention to her footwork when she is shuffling from the sideline inside and when she passes on her right. As you remember from the very beginning of this, we talked about feet to the fire, facing the fire. Her feet are going to have to move away to almost facing her target when she passes off of her right. And that's going to cause, you'll notice her right toe is going to go away from where the ball is coming from. And her right hip is going to open up a little bit. So the ball's kind of crossing, as I know the 15s talk about it all the time, is the sacred line. Her platform's going to get behind her body just a little bit, and that's kind of where it's going to make her a little less consistent as she goes. And that's why passing off her left will keep that ball in front of her a little bit more. See that right toe pointing? That right toe is pointing more towards the inside. This is a really good view of it here off of her right. So that platform's going to get there and her toe is going to point away from her. So it just is a little bit more, it's tougher for her to control keeping the ball a little bit more in front of her body as she would on her left. So here's her in the midline or off of her left. And notice this ball, she's able to follow it all the way into her platform, keeping it in front of her body the entire time. Passing, feet are still to the fire.
Yep. I love that she is keeping her platform nice and quiet. And as Lisa said, her arms are out in front of her and her palms are facing up. We love to see that. Stevie's your best friend's cousin? Cool. We're just checking in on the comments here. Let's say hello to Katie Helms, Molly Bayer, hey, hey, and Anna Hapner, hello. Thanks for joining us. This is so awesome. All right, we are going to move on to another movement, another way to get behind the ball. And this is the ball that's coming at you deep. So, while always maintaining that same posture, we like to think of no wasted movements. So many passers, or a lot of volleyball players, when imagine the ball's coming at you deep, they will stand up naturally. So what I want you guys to watch, I'm just going to go ahead and point out some things that Stevie does really well. She actually maintains that posture the whole time, anytime she's moving anywhere on the court. She does a great job of that. She also keeps her arms out nice and consistent away from her body. She has a nice angled platform back to target. Her shoulders are forward. Again, keeping those knees over her toes, or her shoulders over her knees. And then watch where her body weight shifts when she's passing. Does her body weight shift forward or does it shift back to her heels? What do you guys think is better? Do we want to be shifting on our heels or do we want to be shifting forward? Let's go ahead and watch Stevie. So this is the ball that's coming at her deep. Again, she does a great job of maintaining that posture as she's moving. Look at that beautiful angle.
Yeah, notice she's not shifting that platform back across her body, trying to force the ball back to target. She's creating an angle, and then just that's allowing the ball and allowing her angle to go back to target.
Platform is away from her body, and watch the shift in her body weight.
And now this is going over her right shoulder now.
Yes. Same concept, just on a different side of the body. Okay. Rachel Hammond had an awesome comment. She does a great job of tracking in the bottom of the ball to keep it in front of her. She does have awesome baller body control. Stevie is a baller, you guys. She's been working hard at this for a really long time. Yeah. Forward, forward, yes. Awesome. You guys guessed it. We always want the body, or our body weight, to be shifting forward, back into the court, back towards the target, because this is going to push the ball forward to target, versus if we're on our heels, the ball is going to probably pop back up and go behind us.
Yeah, so one of the things that you guys will hear a lot of time from coaches is the eye contact, and your eyes are honestly going to lead your shoulders. Okay, so if your eyes are following that ball all the way in, your shoulders are going to stay down. That's going to help. If your eyes start to pull back, it's going to pull your shoulders back, which pulls your platform away, and that's where those passes aren't as consistent, and we end up passing the ball to the 10, 12-foot line instead. This move right here now that you are seeing from Stevie is actually a ball that is over her right shoulder, but she is opening to take this ball on her left. This is a more consistent move for Stevie. After working with her, this is more of a consistent move from her. And wanted to show that not only can she go and open up to the right, she now can always take this ball on her left as well and be consistent with it. So we're going to kind of show you guys how this works as well. Notice that everything's still the same. What we're really looking for from Stevie is that her arms are consistently away from her body as she's moving. Okay, and that head is staying down, watching that ball all the way through. This is a good slow-mo version of this. If there was anything that we would say to Stevie, it's as she's going back to really still keep those arms out and away from her. That sometimes are coming back a little bit to the side, right to the side of her body. Like to still see them stay out as much as she possibly can. As things happen, the ball starts to come faster. We want to make sure that we're not having to shove or swing our platform at the end to get to a ball.
And thanks for commenting, everybody who's answering our questions and staying engaged. I see Coach Riley and Coach Vic on here. Emily Morgan, Megan Rogers. And we also have strength coach Adam. That's awesome. Thanks for joining.
And we know you guys cannot hear Stevie, but she is calling mine.
Oh yes, she is calling mine. That is a big deal. And yes, Adam also mentioned that he really likes her footwork and that she is solid, controlled, and balanced. She is always fighting to be balanced in her feet whenever passing, and that is so important. It's not always going to happen like that. Volleyball, every single ball is different, but whenever possible, we want to be balanced because we're athletes, right? Athletes are balanced. All right, next up is passing a ball that's coming at you short. Let's see, what do you guys think? What do her feet look like? Is her platform away from her body? Is there anything that you would fix on Stevie? I know she was getting a little tired as this drill went on. When you get tired, that's when you gotta push yourself, sink a little deeper, force yourself to be more athletic and under control and balanced. Let's watch this slow-mo. Yes. Maybe a little too much movement in the platform. All we have to do here is really just show a nice angle back to target, but she still is trying to keep it as quiet and simple as possible. And again, her feet are balanced. Her platform is away from her body as she's passing. Aww. We also miss all of your faces too. Oh, hey Peyton, hey Sydney. Quick choppy steps. Yes, she's getting those feet nice and quick to the ball. I love it.
Yeah, one of the things you will always hear us say, I know Lizaiha says it the same way, we just kind of have different terminologies for it, is dynamic with your feet, dynamic with your lower body, and very quiet with your upper body. So as you guys watch this and rewatch this and watch the other video that's online as well, pay attention to that from Stevie. Really look to see how quiet her upper body is, and she just is forming and creating her platform versus how dynamic you guys have already noticed her feet are and how quickly she's getting to balls and getting balanced. That's what we really want to look for in passing. Staying balanced, but dynamic with the footwork and quiet in your upper body when just creating that platform, holding the angle, and just letting the pace of the ball do the work here. That's a big key importance for us to do.
So we're watching everything that you guys are saying, and you guys are all right on point. Kendall Hubbard said that, yes, she is beating the ball to the spot. So whenever possible, we need to work really hard with our dynamic feet to beat the ball to the spot and be balanced. She had a great angle. She's staying low and not rising up. That's what we've been talking about in, I'm going to go back actually. And moving with the same posture at all times. See, she's always running nice and low, keeping those shoulders forward.
Stevie, we appreciate you being a part of this. Thank you for all your help.
Yeah. You're a baller, Stevie. All right, I think that's what we have for our very first Technique Tuesday with passing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. This was a lot of fun to see your faces on here.
Yeah. We'll
Does
stay on
anyone-
here for a couple minutes and answer any questions you guys may have or any feedback you guys can give us.
Yep, we are open to questions. Anything about passing on your left versus passing on your right. We can talk about being balanced.
Dynamic footwork.
Dynamic footwork. Do you have any questions about any of the points that we brought up? We'll hang out for another minute or two.
Hi, Parker.
Hey, Parker. Emily Morgan, she's a beast. You're a beast too, Mo. Yeah. And Lisa said, we have over 200 athletes in our club. We need to spread the word to watch these videos.
Tell them it's possible.
tell your teammates about this.
Right now we have 136 of you guys watching this, 138 now.
Yeah, we're close to that 200, but we're going to be on here Thursday. Michael will be on here. And let's try to get all 200 of our athletes here. That would be awesome.
So what we're going to try to do on Thursday is Lizaiha and I are going to take game film, and we're going to start to break down game film and actually gameplay and show you some good techniques, some areas we can improve on. We'll bring in some footage from some college players as well, just to kind of give you guys some stuff, maybe even some of the Olympic level trainings that we can start to see and give you guys some real life examples of the things Stevie is doing here, very broken down, and let you see it in gameplay and live film, and how we can analyze what we're trying to train here and how it translates to the game when we're actually playing.
Yeah, I think that's all we have. I don't think we got any questions.
I got better. Thanks, guys. Yeah, you're good.
Adam saying I got better. Still trying to learn the game. Okay. Yep. So our strength coach is gonna start incorporating some of these movements. That's awesome. Yep. Stevie was always in an overall balanced and ready position. As passers, we can strive to be like Stevie. She has worked her butt off and has really done a great job, and it's paid off. Yeah, this is great. So much fun. If you haven't checked out some of the other videos on YouTube for drills that you can be doing at home, make sure to check those out. And we will be back on live with you guys on Thursday. That's it.
Thank you
All
guys
right,
for
go
joining in.
Elevation.